Welcome to Rider Club Radio, #1 podcast on the internet out of all podcasts ever in history. We're better than the guy from Mythbusters. We're better than all of them. I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm Liam. And I think you might have oversold us there.
Never. We're the best. Haven't you heard this steaming pile of horse shit before?
We're the best podcast you'll ever listen to, named Rider Club Radio, hosted by two guys named Jeff and Liam.
You're covering all your bases here, aren't you?
In that category, we are #1.
This week, we watched 3 shows yet again. Kamen Rider Ghost, episode 28. Animal Sentai Zyuohger, episode 11. And Kamen Rider Amazons, episode 3. And boy, did we have quite a fucking range of episodes this time around.
A range of quality, a range of tones. Yeah. I guess every week. If you're watching Sentai and Amazons in the same week, it's always going to be...
Yeah, that's true.
A range of tones and a range of different styles of storytelling that you have to deal with.
Why don't we start out at the peak of mediocrity and talk about Kamen Rider Ghost?
Alright, well, this week was Ghost 28. And if you remember last time, Adele caught up with them, and he killed Adonis, and he brought a Gan Miser, and he was going to kill both of them. And Nobunaga comes out, Nobunaga's ghost comes out and chases him off and allows them to escape. He holds them off, as Nobunaga is known for doing, holding off the enemies so his friends can escape, and he sacrifices himself. And they run off.
He didn't sacrifice himself, his fucking icon's still there.
No, wouldn't that be crazy if he died and there was just no more Nobunaga?
There was no more 15th icon, so nobody could ever get their wish.
Oh, wow. That'd be sad. Hey, there's an idea for a plotline. Toei, hey, over here. So Nobunaga helps them get away, and they go and they run into Alia, and they fill Alia in on the situation. But meanwhile, the real plot is happening. The A-plot is happening.
Alia from Mega Man X.
Yeah, oh, okay. If you want to make a real stretch there.
What show are we watching again?
The Kamen Rider Slump.
Oh, the bad one.
The real plot is happening because QB is having a slump, and Mozart is also having a slump because Igor wants him to compose a super song for him. He says, "Make me a song that'll make me the best." And
Mozart plays regular classical songs that he had no fucking hand in making.
he's like, I gotta write this song. I'll just write this already existing song and hope he doesn't notice.
Well, he doesn't know. He's a Ganma.
He completely by coincidence writes the exact same songs that other people are writing.
That's happened before, like with Vanilla Ice and Queen.
Oh, well, I guess, yeah. Shit happens. Vanilla Ice, known for being a ghost monster from another dimension.
Don't just spread that info around. That is need-to-know basis info.
So he can't write a good song, so he's in a slump as well, and he and QB both run into each other, and they're both in slumps, so they decide to maybe help each other get out of the slump. But Igor catches up to them, and he's like, "Don't try to get out of your slump, write some nice music for me." And he attacks, and then all the gang is there, because they were looking for QB. So it's Onari and Akari, and those two other guys, Shibuya and Narita. And
the most important characters in the show, Liam.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Shibuya and Narita, the central characters to Ghost. I feel more kinship with those two, really, than with any other character.
I do too, sadly.
They only have to be there for like a minute per episode, and they spend most of the time going, what the fuck is going on here?
Just like the rest of us watching the show.
Oh my god, it's a ghost. Wow, that's weird. And then they go home and have normal lives. So they can't beat, no one can beat Igor. Except... Well,
nobody can beat Igor except for they're all a bunch of fucking humans. Of course they can't beat Igor. He's like gonna attack Onari, and like Akari shoots her vacuum cleaner shit at him.
I don't think she shoots the vacuum cleaner. She points it at him. No, she shoots it? I don't remember.
Yeah, she shoots it 3 times, and he knocks it out of the way, but all 3 times.
Well, I guess I forgot because it was so ineffective.
And then Onari jumps out with his fucking staff, and he's like, "I gotta protect my friends," or whatever.
This will work out pretty well.
You're supposed to believe in him? That was dumb as shit. But then everyone's saved by the greatest hero, Javert.
Oh, you remember that when he gave him the jelly donut? The plot line came full circle.
It came full circle 1 episode later.
The Javert comes out and he saves everyone, and he weakens Igor, but he doesn't beat him. He beats him up enough that Igor's he's gotta leave. And Akari smacks him, and then he leaves. And
he leaves, like, crying like a bitch.
Yeah. So he fucks off. He's gone, hopefully forever. But we'll see.
Yeah, right.
So back to the other plot in the Gamma world. Alan is catatonic. He's seen his dad die, and he's like, he's in that Japanese protagonist slump where he just, like, sort of... He's catatonic. He just stares off into space. He doesn't talk. He doesn't do anything. So Ghost has to jump around and try and protect him from all these ghosts that are flying at them from all angles.
You know what we call that slump?
What do we call that slump?
We can't hire good actors, so this is the sadness we have to portray. We can't have him cry, because then it'll look ridiculous, so...
It looked ridiculous when Takeru did it last episode.
Yeah,
so
it sure fucking did, didn't
maybe
it?
it's best that he just goes catatonic. That's how everyone in Japan deals with grief. So he's
whatever works.
Yeah, he can't take care of him though. He can't babysit Alan all night. But so he can't handle it. But Makoto shows up, and Makoto's like,
they're being attacked by Ganma at this point. By the way,
yeah, they're fighting off hundreds of Ganmas. And Makoto shows up and he helps them fight off the Ganma, and then Adele catches up with them, and Adele's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill y'all," and that's when Necrom, I guess that triggers Necrom to find his resolve, as it were.
Interestingly enough, his theme gets remixed to be like a bright, powerful theme instead of a dark, evil theme.
Yeah, so he transforms and Makoto transforms and they get their fucking asses handed to them because Takeru can't fight. The script decides that he can't move.
He gets sucked into the laser beam eye with the Ganmizers around it in really horrible CGI.
Okay, but no. He gets sucked into the laser beam eye inside of his brain?
Yeah. What's not to understand here, Liam? It's a simple elementary thing.
I guess I'm just not enough of a Kamen Rider pro to get this shit yet. The Ghost is having a Moon Age daydream in his brain, and he can't fight because of that. He's ground bound, and so they have to run away. So they make a portal and they jump through a portal, and the Ganmizer's like, well, I can just fucking come through the portal as well, and he does so.
I have the same power, idiot. What do you think you're doing?
Yeah. The Ganmizer does so as well, and so they get through the other portal, and they're all beat up, and Makoto says, "Oh, I got this new icon. I'll just use this new icon." He plops it in, he turns into Deep Spectre. He beats the Ganmizer.
Shit explodes.
Shit goes down.
Everything explodes. There's so many fucking explosions.
Yeah, as all Ghost action scenes, there's a lot of big explosions and special effects. The Ganmizer's beaten. All the little hoodie Ganmas are done. All fucked up. And QB and Mozart go on vacation. The end.
Just like I wish I could.
Yeah. So, Jeff, what did you think of Kamen Rider Ghost episode 28?
Do you remember last episode we were so confused that it kept cutting to Mozart and he would talk about his grand composition coming to fruition?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how we thought that has to mean something? It's annoying as fuck that it keeps cutting back to that. It's building something up. You know what it meant? He was actually making a fucking composition on a piano. They cut away 6 times last episode to build up to a character that was in one episode and then left.
It was to build up to a plotline that was frankly kind of stupid, too. Or, not the kind of thing you build up to.
I got genuinely angry when he was like, my composition is ready, and then sat down at a piano. I was like, are you fucking joking me?
Maybe it's a mind control song like the one Golgam put out to make everyone into mindless Golgam slaves.
Look, the Ganma are no Golgam.
No, that's true. If there's one thing that's true about the Ganmas, that they are no Golgam.
I thought maybe it could be like a brainwashing song, but he's like, this song needs to play during the opening of whatever, the Deep Connect, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you cut away 6 times last episode.
And the problem that Igor is having is that it doesn't sound good enough. So these are our villains.
I was so fucking pissed off. I was like, you built up to this. Have you ever written anything in your life?
Apparently not. I don't.
It was so bad. That colored the rest of the episode for me.
I have mixed feelings about the B plot, about Mozart's thing.
I have mixed feelings as well. I will say that. That made me angry, but there are other parts of it that I have mixed feelings about.
Because on one hand, I really like the trope of, here's this villain who is really threatening, and then way later, like 20 episodes later, when the main character is way stronger, he comes back and he's just kind of a silly guy, and he's not threatening anymore. I kind of like that trope, and I like that he and QB like get to do something. QB gets to have a bit of an episode to himself, for fuck's sake, which is something he hasn't really had since he joined the main cast. And then he gets one, and now he's gone.
I actually really enjoyed their little, like, friendship blossoming and everything.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be very annoyed by that part, but I wasn't.
Because I was very annoyed up until that point.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like that QB's thing is that his paintings are getting better and better and better looking. And he's like, oh, this isn't fucking garbled garbage. I can't paint anymore. I'm losing my touch.
That was great.
It's a nice little touch. But at the same time, like, I would say Igor is acting out of character, but Igor's character is just stupid shit. It's nonsensical trash. I don't know what he's supposed to be. Like, I don't know what he's supposed to be. I don't know what he's supposed to do, or, like, what his motivation is. Is he like, a scientist? Or, like, he claims to be.
He has some sort of a plot going with the Deep Connect thing. Whatever the fuck that's gonna be.
Oh, who cares? It's the internet.
Who cares about any of this, Liam? We gotta talk about something on this podcast.
That's true. We're missing like 20 minutes if we stop talking about Ghost, so you can't just wave it away.
The fucking best part of the episode, though, was during the B-plot when Javert came to their rescue.
Yeah.
And there was that loop, like I said, it lasted one episode, but it was a nice story. It was a nice, like, continuation of Javert's progression as a character.
It's such a simple little thing, but I wish the show had more of it. Just, like, setups and payoffs. Christ's sake, Ghost doesn't have any setups and payoffs.
Speaking of no setups and payoffs, let's talk about the A-plot of the episode.
Oh boy, I really was hoping we could not do this, but let's do it, I suppose.
If you don't want to hear bitching, please skip to the end of this episode and turn it off.
Please skip to stop watching the podcast. Until the next writer, at least.
The A-plot sets up many a thing and does nothing with any of it.
The A-plot is just going. It's just, I feel like the writers are they're just saying what the next sort of thing to logically happen is, and they don't really care about emotional structure or pacing or any sort of internalization of the characters.
I got excited for a minute during the A-plot of this episode.
Really? Which minute?
When Alan is being carried by Takeru, and like they run into what's her name? Alan's sister, Alia. Yeah, Alia from Mega Man X.
Okay.
She is like, first off, does a terrible job at acting when she finds out her father's dead.
Like 3/4 of the Ghost cast, yeah.
That was fucking terrible. She's like, "Father, was it Adele?" But
she looks into the camera and goes, "I sure am surprised."
And then she's like, "You go ahead, I'll take care of this." And I'm like, "Oh shit, are we gonna see what she's capable of?" And then it just cuts away.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of awkward parts in this episode. There was one I remember.
It was like we have to tell Alia that Adonis died, and Adele's not gonna tell her, so we have to fit it in somehow.
Yeah, she has to learn, I guess.
We have to fucking shoehorn that in some way.
She can't find his body because it disintegrated.
I'll edit that to make it sound like you know what fucking words are.
Thank you. It turned into dust. So she can't find the body, so fucking... What?
Why couldn't she just find out naturally? Like, she fucking talks to Adele about it, and he's like, I killed him because I'm a fucking one-dimensional villain.
Nothing in Ghost happens naturally. It's just that we need to get Alia to know, and the fastest and quickest way to do it is to just get Ghost to tell her. So,
and then Makoto shows up. They've been looking for him for like 3 episodes.
No, yo, Makoto, hey.
And he just runs up. He's
That's
like,
you
hey, I'm alive.
In your real body? Alright, come on. Mission accomplished. Get the fuck out of here.
What were they doing before that? Were they still looking for him? It didn't seem like it.
I don't know. I think story beats should be accompanied by some sort of emotional impact.
There was some emotion in this episode.
They tried.
I'll take up for it. When Alan screams out in frustration and then finds his Kokoro.
See, I can't give a fuck about Alan. They spent too much time dicking around with his development, and now it's like, it's not like, oh, this is cool. It's more like you're sitting in your chair like, fucking finally, it's almost episode 30. And we've been at this for like 15 episodes. Just like, will he, won't he?
Hey, they built an entire show on that concept, sir. It was called Cheers.
Oh, what did a
Or
character turn...
X-Files.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or, The Real Adventures of Lois and Clark.
The Real Adventures of Lois and Clark, famous for the episode where the Ghost Prince turns into a good guy.
You didn't watch that show.
Yes.
You don't know what was on it.
That's true. Anything could have happened on Lois and Clark.
It's a Superman show. There could have been a fucking Ghost Prince that became a good guy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that no, that probably didn't happen.
If you're a fan of The Real Adventures of Lois and Clark,
All
please
one of
write
you.
in to update your fucking favorite television show at gmail.com.
There's a lot of weird, awkward parts in this episode. There's one that got me specifically, and it's Makoto shows up and he turns into Necrom, and Takeru turns into Billy the Kid, and they're just... Necrom. Fuck, he turns into Nobunaga. He turns into the ancient Japanese warlord Oda Necrom, and he starts shooting his rifle, and they're all shooting. It's like that scene in Predator when they're shooting into the forest, and they're just like... And there's shit all over the place, and they're like, ah... And there's a million bullets, and then they're just standing in the room. It's like I think it's a commercial break or something, but watching it on your computer, it's like a smash cut, and they're just standing in a room, and they're like, well, that sure was a crazy fight, right? And it's like maybe just one shot to show all the enemies falling down and exploding would have been...
Well, they did a bunch of that before. They showed them all falling down and blowing up into shit.
Okay, but like one more just to indicate the fight is over, just to bridge those two other shots
wait
together.
A minute. No, I'm thinking of when Spectre becomes Deep Spectre, that they show all the people falling and blowing up. Maybe they don't.
I think they show some, but like the fact is that they have a shot that's pure action and lots of shooting and exploding, and then it just cuts like really abruptly to, oh, the fight's over, everyone's gone, all the enemies are gone. They were there, but they're not now. We shot them.
Can we just talk about Predator instead?
Yeah, God, Predator's such a good movie.
It's a great flick, isn't it?
Oh.
Anyway, back to Ghost.
Shit, okay, next time.
Fucking, I liked Necrom's development finally. Like you said, it finally happened.
Finally.
And at least he had more of a reason to become good than, I don't know, like, I don't understand thing. So therefore I will be good guy.
I guess, like, I appreciate that it was gradual, and it was, like, little revelations, one at a time, little things chipping away at him.
It was like Chase's development in a way, though, except it wasn't enough development. Like, Chase developed like a motherfucker in Kamen Rider Drive, but then he got it reset twice.
That was stupid, yeah.
And that was shitty, and this is like, you get little nuggets of character development, and then they just reset that shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't a hard reset. Like, we rewired your fucking brain.
We literally reset you to be evil again.
He is a robot.
That's true.
But it's just not as satisfying of a character arc to me. If you can call it an arc, really.
Like I said, they dicked around too long with it, and now it's lost its weight. Like, you have... When a character is going to turn good, you have the beginning of the arc where the audience goes, oh, he might turn good, that's interesting. But you have to have it happen before they lose their interest. Or else it's not really interesting anymore when it happens. Or else they know it's going to happen for so long.
Yeah, if you continue to drop hints like that, that's where the problem comes in, and you don't do anything with the character beyond that.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
There's troubles.
It doesn't create a connection between the audience and the character.
Yeah, and God knows Ghost has problems with that.
A lot of people apparently really like Alan. I don't really know why.
He's getting a new costume now that he's good.
Well, he can't wear his Nazi uniform anymore.
He's getting funny looks walking around the streets with that armband. What? It's my outfit. What? I'm sorry, guys.
I got this from my Uncle Adolf.
Well, I'm a good person. My friend Dolph Herman will tell you all about it. Shit. I thought this episode was okay. I liked the B plot. I got a kick out of a B plot. Just like a nice little light thing to occupy your time and take your mind off of how bad the show is. And you get to see QB doing something, which is fine.
I give it like a D+.
I give it like a low C. It's fine.
I give it like a D+. I was so fucking frustrated during like a good chunk of the fucking episode. Like, as soon as it turned out that the composition wasn't an evil plot. It was just a regular fucking song. And they had been setting it up for a whole fucking episode beforehand. I got
That's
mad.
a shame. I would love to have one episode where it's just a plot that's like so Showa, like they start selling a magical album by the Mozart guy that turns you into a Ganma loving slave.
You mean they give you a necklace that turns you into a worm?
Oh, that's another Golgom. Oh wait, no, that's a Golgom had a necklace too.
It all comes full circle.
The worms. Oh,
Are the worms Golgom?
probably. I bet Golgom created the mirror world.
Here's what I'm terrified of.
Ghosts.
Spooky ghosts. No, did you watch the next episode preview?
I sort of blacked out while it was on. I mean, I had it on, but I wasn't paying attention. Why?
To everyone who did watch it, doesn't that look exactly like an early episode of Ghost? Like, could you not have seen him hug that fucking girl and a teardrop fall out of his eye on her?
Yeah, I actually kind of like that episode preview. I'm remembering it now because she sees her father even though he's dead, and there is a shot of a little girl crying, and I was like, oh, maybe we're gonna have a little one episode that's about something that's about a person dealing with an emotional issue and about a dead person, like a ghost. That might be cool.
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy.
I'm a fucking fool for being optimistic.
It's gonna be like a fucking plot by the Deep Connect shit. Igor is gonna be behind it. It's not really gonna be her dad.
I want as little. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want as little of the A plot as possible. I just want episodic things that are good.
Oh my god, you've turned around 180.
I think it's time to watch a
Showa.
Yeah, it's time to go back to some Showa for a little bit. Because
episodic's a lot better when your fucking ongoing plot shit.
Yeah, Ghost A plot is so bad. I just want as little of it as possible. It bores me.
Yeah, it bores me too. Like, I used to look forward to watching Kamen Rider every time it got subbed. I'd be like, yes! And now every time I see it, I'm like, I guess I gotta watch that shit.
It's time. It's like punching into work.
Sidebar, somebody overheard the theme to Ghost while I was watching it.
Yeah.
And she said that Ghost's theme is bad. Wow. And I agree.
I like Ghost's theme. I like We Think Therefore We Are.
And then she heard the Animal Sentai Zyuohger theme, and she loved it. So, that's a complete outside point of view.
That's no context at all, eh?
No context at all. Also, I agree 100%.
I like both of them.
I agree with this fictional person I just created to parrot my opinions.
This person whose opinions I control shares all of my opinions.
No, that really happened.
On a personal note, I'm kind of sad that Deep Spectre doesn't mean that Makoto turns evil at all, because it's very spiky and evil looking. I thought maybe... If it's mind control, I don't want it. But I thought maybe he would like find something that would turn him evil.
It's gonna be fucking mind control if he turns evil.
Yeah.
Well, how about Makoto using his only skill to fucking... his only comforting skill in this episode when he punched an orphan in the face?
That's how Makoto deals with all of his problems in life, apparently. I feel really bad for Kanon. Because they spent so much time together.
We'd already made that joke.
Did we? Imagine in the Ganma world, she was like, oh, we're never going to get home. And he, shut the fuck up.
He punched her and was like, man up!
I'm a 6-year-old girl.
Somebody take that clip of Liam saying, I'm a 6-year-old girl and do something with it. But, yeah, he punches the shit out of him, and all I could think was, he just watched his dad die like 5 minutes ago, dude.
Man up!
This is not the time for a man up speech.
Well, to be fair, Alan is like 700 years old. Okay.
Also, to be fair, it did work.
He's a big boy.
Is he? He's like 4 feet tall.
He's an old boy.
Is he shorter than Takeru?
I think he's about the same height as Takeru.
That's sad.
Is he shorter than Gaku-sano is the question we should be asking.
Poor Gaku-san. He has a real career now. He doesn't have to worry about Kamen Rider.
I love Gaku-sano to death, but goddamn, the dude's short.
He's tiny.
He's very short.
It's funny, there's a part in Crossover that has Drive and Ghost in it.
Mm-hmm.
and they're the same height in a shot.
Okay, yeah, bullshit.
Even though, like, if you look at it, Ghost's belt is, like, at Drive's chest.
Yeah. Ghost is actually standing on Drive's shoulders in that. It's just a clever manipulation.
He's on top of his motorcycle perched.
Because, what's Tamari? Tamari was a fucking giant. The guy's like...
He's like 6'1" or something. He's
Yeah.
legitimately a tall guy.
He's quite a
Not
tall
as
person.
tall as I am, of course.
I'm Jeff, and whenever height comes up, I gotta mention that I'm
Whenever
quite tall.
height comes up, I gotta mention I'm tall. Whenever beards come up, I gotta mention I got a good one. What am I gonna do? Develop a personality instead?
You'd be great in Ghost.
Look out for episode 45 when I join the fucking cast of Ghost.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
No,
If
I
they
don't wanna
came
be
to me,
on Ghost.
if they came to me and said, "Do you want to be an episodic dude in Ghost? Like you're tracking a ghost frog, and Takeru helps you," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, I don't care.
You don't speak Japanese.
I'll be the American tourist who's tracking the ghost frog."
You know you have to still speak with a Japanese accent, though.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I can do it. I've seen enough.
Seen enough racist accents, have you?
Yeah, I'm a pro.
Liam is pro at racism.
Yeah,
I think that's enough of Ghost.
yeah, that's plenty of Ghost.
Why don't we talk about some news?
Oh boy, I got some news for you this week.
Do we have more than one thing of news?
Yeah, we got a few things in news actually. So first and most important, Kamen Rider the First and Kamen Rider the Next are getting a Blu-ray release, a bundle
God.
of both of them.
I didn't know you were going to put that in the news.
So now you can watch both of your favorite Kamen Rider movies in full 1080p.
Look forward to us streaming that again.
You can't look forward to it because we're gonna tell you that it's gonna be like Zeto or something.
We're going to stream like a summer movie. And then when you show up, it's the first and the next double feature, baby.
Oh boy. Yeah, so you
It
can
will
watch
be
those.
good. It will be good to see the fight scenes in 1080p, though.
Yeah, the fights, they got nice suits to look at all the details in that, so there's something to look forward to. Get them high quality rips. But I mean,
You
to
can look
watch-
forward to the landfill filled with these Blu-rays.
I think they open pretty high if they're out already. I don't know.
You just completely made that up.
Everything Kamen Rider comes out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. It always like opens at number 3 or number 4 or something. They always open really high.
I love
So,
that confidence, though. You were like, I think it opened high, if it's open.
I don't even know if it's out or I think they just announced it. It's not coming out. I don't think
It's not out yet, I don't
It's not out yet. No. I bet it opened high. I think it's because I read a bunch of articles about DVDs opening high. I think it was like Drive Gaiden opened really high. The Chaser
You're just a
one.
very confident man.
I'm a very
When you
confident
say things,
man.
you mean it.
I'm a confident man, and also I confuse my DVDs a lot. So please be understanding.
It's that advanced age catching up to you.
Oh yeah. So did you hear about this? This is an interesting piece of news. There's a new Ganma General going to be announced. He's going to be in the show. His name is Gyro. And I don't know anything about him other than
Zapelli?
No. Why does everything have to be a reference?
I gotta do something on the podcast, Liam.
Yeah,
You gotta put something in the podcast.
His name is Gyro, and his actor, his real for realsies face actor, is Seiji Takaiwa, the guy who does all the main rider suit acting.
Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So I think that's his first like actual face role in Kamen Rider.
That's killer. I don't know
So
if
that's-
it's true.
He's probably done something before this.
He's
but
probably done little things, but playing
yeah,
like an actual
yeah.
general is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I wonder how long he's gonna stick around. I wonder if he's gonna be good.
How is he gonna fight himself?
I don't know. I guess they'll have to get a new dude to play Ghost for a bit during those scenes.
Well, it won't be the same without him in the ghost suit, but
Yep.
the fighting in Ghost is pretty subpar anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think anybody could do Ghost. Like, there's no real trick to. It's not like Tendo, where like the physical acting
You just
as
gotta
Kabuto
physically
is
act
so
like
good.
a bitch.
Yeah, you just gotta physically act like a fucking asshole, and you can beat Takeru. So there's some Ganba Rising exclusive forms that got revealed this week as well.
They're fucking hideous.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so there's Columbus, which looks alright.
Yeah, Columbus looks pretty good.
It's got like a compass motif. He's an explorer. Okay, that's pretty cool. Florence Nightingale looks pretty shitty.
It does.
He's a nurse and he's got like a stethoscope sort of thing. It's pretty bad. And there's also fucking Shakespeare. And the faceplate on Shakespeare is two people about to smooch.
And they create a star between them.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Romeo and Juliet about the smooch. But it's like the same image flipped, it looks like, so it's just two Juliets making out. Which is sexy as fuck.
It's A-OK. Introduce kids to that shit early.
You said that so weirdly.
Oh, yeah,
to be talking about children.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's get to the main event of Ghost News, by the way.
The main event of Ghost News is Deep Spectre's full potential super form. He's got some wings.
It's called Super Deep Spectre, and it's the same suit. It's probably not called Super Deep Spectre. It's called
Deep Spectre Full Potential.
Yeah. Which is a great name, by the way. Really rolls off the tongue. It's Enraged Mode.
Enraged Mode. Deep Spectre Enraged Mode.
And in Enraged Mode, he gets giant fucking plastic-ass spiky wings.
It's like, you know how he has those eyes on his shoulder? They turn into giant, huge wings on his back.
This isn't a joke, folks. This is real. This is a real suit.
You can see I have a source in the blog. If you don't believe me, it's down there.
And don't be like me and see the image and think the two giant eyeball wings are in the background.
No.
That's part of the suit.
That's the suit. I cannot wait to see what that looks like in motion. Like if they actually have gigantic foam rubber eyeballs sticking out of his shoulder. They're gonna have to have like two key grips with ropes hanging off the stage, like holding up.
The best thing about it is because like the little eye icons are so close to the center, they look cross-eyed. So it has like two giant cross-eyed eyes behind them.
It looks like they're both staring at Makoto, really, really pissed off. Like, how dare you summon us from our slumber?
Oh, you're writing a much better show than what's gonna happen.
Damn. That'd be awesome.
Oh, well. Is that all the news?
That's all the news. You ready to talk about Zyuohger?
Yeah, Animal Sentai Zyuohger episode 11, wherein we meet Eagle Man.
Eagle Man.
And Eagle Man is...
The
Eagle Juman is a fucking thief. And he wants to keep the champion symbol so that nobody could go from Earth to Juland because he hates it. He fucking hates it.
I thought that was... Okay, I'm going to come out right now. We're not going to do a whole summary of the episode. I'm going to come out right now and say I really, really like this episode. I know I sound like a broken record with Zyuohger.
We sound like a broken record with Ghost as well, so...
Ghost and Zyuohger have fallen into consistent qualities, I think, at this point. But I really think it's neat that Zyuohger can manage to... It's not totally episodic. It keeps an episodic structure, but it also has just enough plot to be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It's not irritating how much it stretches it out, because the episodic stuff is good and you like it. So it's like, you have the episodic structure which you're expecting from the start, and it's good, and you have these little plot threads, they're like little mysteries. Like, why does Eagle Man hate Juland so much? He says it's an awful place, and he seems like a wise guy. So there's like a whole universe of questions, like there's some dark secret that the setting has, or something like that. I'm really interested to learn more. I
am too, and there's all these little, like, touches that round out the characters so much. Like, the Eagle Juman, for instance, when they're fighting him in the woods, they mention Yamato gave them a feather to follow him, and he says, oh, so he woke up, did he? And he smiles for 1 second before the camera cuts away.
Yeah.
Because he cares about Yamato.
He seems like he's a good guy.
Like, he seems to have some sort of, like, paternal kind of connection to Yamato for, like, having saved him.
Mm-hmm.
And saving him again in this episode.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see where that goes. And I'm also interested to see where his character goes, what his name is. And eventually I'm sure he's going to be like Juo the World, which sucks for him. Because that suits shit. But
are you sure he's going to be Juo the World? He can't wake up the champion cube.
He will.
You think he will?
I think he will.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. He could be like a fuck. What was
Larry?
his name? Not Larry. I remember Larry. He's Doggy Kruger in Power Rangers SPD, but I think he might have a different name in Deca Ranger.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, who the fuck is Doggy Kruger?
He's a dog man.
I think I've seen a picture of him.
Yeah, and he turns into a ranger, but he's not the 6th ranger.
Really?
He only turns into a ranger like twice in the whole series. He's like the chief.
Oh, okay.
He like trains them and everything. I think Eagle Juman is going to be like a wise sage type character who trains them and everything.
I'd be down for that. I just think I like that idea of like, it's Jewland. Oh, Jewland is amazing. Everyone loves Jewland. Oh, I sure wish we could go back to Jewland. And then you meet this character who is very mysterious, and he's like, Jewland is a shithole.
Jewland fucking sucks. Why do you want to go back there?
Oh boy. It's a little thing. It's a little line. It's like almost a throwaway line, because they get right back to fighting a giant robot after that, but it raises so many questions. I love that.
The setup for the fight with the giant robot was excellent, by the way. They know about the Eagleman now. Yamato tells the rest of the crew, and they are like, we need to track that Eagleman down and get that champion symbol back so we can go home. And Yamato's like, well, fuck, I can't make them help me. They have their chance to go home, so I'm just going to let them go, and I'll take care of everything myself.
Yeah, what a caring guy that Yamato is.
What a great dude. And he fights with all his heart and gets his shit rocked.
He tries to fight a giant robot just by himself.
He doesn't use his cube monster or anything. He just fights him by himself.
The whole time I was thinking maybe it's time to whip out Cube Eagle. No? Okay.
You could use 2 of them at once as well. He could have done Cube Eagle and Cube Gorilla.
Yeah, let's get you some pretty good odds. But no.
No, he just runs into it real fast.
This is when we see the absolute clusterfuck of, I guess it's like the next level robot. I don't even know.
Wild Duo King.
Wild Duo King. Holy hell. That's a lot of cubes in one monster.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
I guess I can't, like, it's not Tokyujo's robot. But
no, it's cubes. They're all cubes. It doesn't look as good as Duo King, but it does look better than Duo Wild.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
There's also, like I said, there's little things that I guess kids watching wouldn't really pick up on that much. But when Yamato's hurt, his uncle, the goofy comic relief character, shows genuine concern for him. And, like, genuinely shows that he cares about him and he is worried about him. And they have, like, a heart-to-heart talk. You wouldn't see that shit in Ghost.
Yeah, it's almost like the characters in Zyuohger are rounded and somewhat real and have human characteristics. It's crazy.
Most of them are animals.
They feel more human than everyone in Ghost, and they're all fucked up animal people.
That's racism.
That's racism. I'm sorry, Sayla, you're not fucked up. Everyone else is, though.
Wow. Liam and Sayla sitting in a tree. Liam and Sayla swimming in the sea.
Oh, that's not bad. It's only fucked because she's already a shark all the time. Everyone else hides it.
You can have Sayla, alright?
No.
Amu is my waifu.
Ew. Oh, that's fucking disgusting.
How are you gonna ooh at me, motherfucker?
She's an animal. Why would you... Ugh.
She's a person about half the time. I'll hang out with her about half the time.
Ugh. It's disgusting.
Sayla's a shark.
Ugh.
Liam just said he would fuck a shark, and he is judging me.
No, everybody's disgusting.
Everyone on Earth is disgusting, I understand.
Yeah, when they're people, they're disgusting. When they're animals, they're even more disgusting.
God, we're learning a lot about Liam in this episode.
I still can't stand those animal heads that they have.
Really?
I don't like the look of them.
I love them.
I'm glad they use them as little as possible.
I fucking love them, man.
Really? I don't like them.
I like them better when they're human. Because, of course, they can emote.
Yeah.
But I think the animal heads are great. They're really nicely sculpted, and I love that their mouths move.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. A lot of the monsters' mouths move too. The big bads.
Did you watch this episode when Tit Monster Lady? Did you see her mouth?
I didn't. No, I wasn't staring straight at her mouth. No, why?
I told you last episode to pay attention
Oh,
to
the
it.
teeth. The
Yeah.
fucked up teeth. You know what? I'll remember that, and I'll forget it tomorrow, so we can
course.
have the same exchange next week.
Oh my god, I'm done. I'm not gonna try and open your eyes to the world ever again. They're
Oh,
fucked.
well.
Write in and be like, Jeff, you're right. Why did they do that? Why did they have her mouth slightly open?
Somebody
like that?
please corroborate Jeff's story.
This episode's great. Like, they band together at the end, and their fucking courage and friendship unlocks an upgrade that they spend their zenny on, and they turn into Wild Juo King and defeat the undefeatable.
Yeah.
All the fucking enemy bosses are like, NANI?
That part I could take or leave. It's the usual, like, they, unlock the next upgrade, and here's the unbeatable monster, but look at how strong the upgrade is.
Yeah, the rest of the episode's a lot better than that. But
I got some
it's the
Javert
natural
vibes.
conclusion.
But yeah, I did like the rest of the episode a lot.
It's character stuff. That's what really makes Zyuohger shine. Like, the action scenes are fucking great in Zyuohger. All the suit actors are acrobatic as shit. They do really cool moves. Every fight is different. Like, in some fights, they'll whip out the guns first. In some fights, they'll use, like, hand-to-hand first. In some fights, they'll go straight to the Beast Unleashed.
Yeah, in a show with a lot of action, it's really important to have a lot of variety in your action.
Yeah, you don't just run up and punch them in the chest and they move backwards, and then they run up and punch you in the chest and you move backwards.
Like some other shows, yeah.
God,
But
I
yeah,
hate
it's...
that.
Yeah, it's good. It's been good. Zyuohger, I hope, continues to be good.
You get a Tusk episode next time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tusk wants to learn about Earth.
That's good. I've been excited. Like, what I really like about Zyuohger is all the bits where, like, oh, they don't understand human society. I fucking love that.
I love that too.
And I want to see Tusk, because he's the serious one who wants to be taken seriously, and he's going to be made a complete fool of next episode. So
He
that's
gets
gonna
a
be fun.
job in a library.
Yes. Remember that episode of Jew Ranger when they all got jobs, or like Dan got a job as a waiter?
Dan got
or
a
something?
job as
Yeah.
He was a delivery guy and a short order cook, and that was great.
it. That's so good.
Even though he completely understood modern times for some reason.
Well, they all spoke perfect Japanese in the first place, so...
Well, so do the Jewmans. It's weird that Jewland uses the same language as Japan.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's a crazy
The only
coincidence.
place that the Death Galians are attacking.
The Death Galians also speak perfect Japanese.
It's all very coincidental. But I mean, the same thing happens in English media where everybody speaks English regardless.
Yeah, aliens and stuff and all that.
Except, of course, the most historically accurate movie of all time, Encino Man, starring Brendan Fraser.
Oh boy, Encino Man. There's something that hasn't been in my brain in a long time.
Our fucking listeners are like, what the fuck is that? What are they
Don't-
talking about?
Listeners, please don't Google Encino Man. Don't do it
It's
for your own sake.
If you want to know, if you know anything about Pauly Shore, it is
Oh,
a Pauly Shore movie. So that tells you everything you
Yeah.
need to know about Encino Man.
You've already seen it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I get Pauly Shore movies fucking crisscrossed all the time. So many of our listeners are so young; they're gonna be like, "Who's Pauly Shore?"
Oh, you're the lucky ones.
Yeah, you did not miss out.
So you want to talk about Amazons this week?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, I think it's about time. What did you think of Amazons 3?
Yeah, we watched
Colony
Amazon's,
of Ants.
We watched Amazon's 3 this week, even though Amazon's 4 came out about half hour, maybe,
It-
before we recorded this.
Like a half hour ago, but it's too late now.
It's too late. We're a week behind. Fucking deal with it.
We always technically were.
Yeah, it's
It always-
official now.
Yeah, now it's completely official. Now it's 100% our fault.
Yeah.
So
you can
Amazon's
quit
3,
blaming anybody else.
Amazon's 3 Colony of Ants came out, and it's an episode where you learn a lot more about the oh shit, I forget the name of it, but it's the pharmaceutical company that's behind all the
Nozama.
Amazons. Nozama?
Yeah, Nozama Pharmaceuticals.
Nozama Pharmaceuticals. And
Fartaceutical?
Fartaceuticals, and aren't I fucking
oh my
hilarious,
God, what a
kids?
clever guy.
Oh, I'll take that check, please. You learn a lot about Haruka's mom and her role in the company, and her you get to see like a board meeting with all of them. So it's an episode where it builds a lot of the world, and
It
sort of
is.
reveals a little more about the
some
background.
exceptionally successfully world building, some not so successful world building, I'd say.
Would you like to give a few examples, Jeff?
The good world building is finding out, like you said, the whole like finding out Haruka's mom's place in the company, finding out that little hint of who Jin used to be.
Yeah, he used to be a scientist at Nozuma.
Like,
yeah,
showing Jin's relationship with Nanoha,
Nana
Nana Bana Fofana,
Banana.
and like showing how Haruka is dealing with things, and showing how Haruka's mom deals with having shit thrown on the floor in front of her in the boardroom.
And God knows that happens in this episode.
Yeah, like fucking her world came tumbling down in this episode, and she handled it like a pro.
I really like that part. I like that Haruka is kind of he's taking it realistically. He's freaking the fuck out, and I'm getting kind of a Gills vibe from him.
He's like less angry Gills.
Yeah, he has that same sort of thing where like he's a guy turning into a monster, and his whole life is collapsing around him, and he can't control it.
That's true.
It's kind of a similar storyline, and I really like that. That really doesn't get used that often in Kamen Rider, so it's a really cool angle.
There's a great moment of realization as well, where after Amazon Omega leaves, or after Amazon Alpha leaves, Haruka as Omega sees
Mamoru, yes.
Like crying in a heap over his dead comrade's body, and realizes what he's become, and runs away. And he's just fucking shattered by it. But anyway, getting back to my point, the bad world building.
Yeah.
When they go into the boardroom, I was like, oh man, I'm excited to find out who's in charge of all this shit. And they do this weird screen in a screen shadow.
It's
like they wheel up an old man in front of it, and he's like also a shadow on the wall.
They project his shadow on the wall behind him in the live feed that he's on.
There's this like kabuki music playing that is completely fucking... This whole episode has like music that's just completely fucking unfitting for every scene. But that was so unfitting, I laughed.
Really?
I was like really into the episode, and as soon as that started, I laughed. I was like, what the fuck? Why are they playing this?
Honestly, I didn't even
notice it. The only thing it was missing was somebody going, yo!
Yo! That's every second of every Kamen Rider episode is missing that, funny enough. I'm always thinking, why isn't there a guy going yo in this part?
Really it took me out so bad. Everything else in the episode's fucking great.
Yeah, I remember when I opened it, and it says, it shows the title of the episode at the beginning, it says Colony of Ants. I thought that would be a metaphor for, like, the Amazons infesting Tokyo or whatever.
Oh no,
but then
there's actually a colony.
Oh my god, that was the coolest part. You get to the end and they finish exterminating, or the extermination target gets away. And they're in an apartment block, and they're like, well, that's interesting. Nobody seems to care about all the gunshots and violence that was just heard. That's weird. And then someone calls them from control or whatever, and they're like, hey, the whole building's lighting up. Yeah, everyone's an Amazon. Yeah, and all the doors open and all the ant monsters come out, and you're like as an audience member, my mouth was open. I was
thinking, I
was too. Fuck, like that's big. I just like that it manages to create such a great sense of danger and a sense of dread and like claustrophobia in this apartment complex.
Oh yeah. It was like a fucking survival horror game opening, almost.
Yeah, but you notice like the camera gets a lot tighter in when they're in there, and it's just it creates like it's a different atmosphere from when they're outside. It's the same sort of when they were fighting the spider in the beginning.
Yeah, the cinematography takes like a turn. There's a whole shift in the way it's being shot that changes the way you perceive it.
Yeah, it's a really good effect.
The fucking cockroach lady, I guess lady, she had a very not lady voice.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get into all that. She was genuinely kind of creepy.
Yeah, I liked her. She's the kind of like result of if you go completely like over to being an Amazon, and
she retained her wits though.
Yeah, that's the interesting. That she like calls in repair people and eats them when they come in.
Yeah, she's like a serial killer instead of just being a wild beast, and that was like unsettling.
Yeah,
It was
because most
really
of the
good.
other Amazons you've seen are brainless. They just go crazy and they eat the nearest human they see.
There was like a moment though where she kills the fridge repairman,
Mm-hmm.
and she eats him, and then like it cuts to her picking up a phone and being like, "My heat's broken. Can you send somebody over?" And I'm like, "Damn, bitch, you just ate. You're hungry already?"
The one thing I was thinking was, how long has she been doing this, and why has nobody asked? They're like, hey, we sent Mr. Takayama, the air conditioning repairman, to your house 3 weeks ago, and he never returned. Did you see him? What did you do?
She didn't have a whole lot of frozen like body parts in her freezer, so
Yeah, well,
it could be new.
she was like, just send another guy down, and I'll tell him everything to my apartment.
There's like a bit where somebody opens the door and the guy who like talks his way out of things
Yeah.
is like, he explains it and he's like, "Oh, I'd love to share your coffee, haha, just kidding," and the guy laughs and then he goes back inside and that guy's a fucking ant monster, it turns out.
Yeah. I love that.
That's awesome. It just proves you can never tell who's an Amazon and who isn't.
Yeah.
And
Another.
I feel really bad for Mamoru because he's weak as fuck and he keeps getting his ass obliterated.
Yeah. I remember when he first turned, I thought, oh, Mamoru's going to be the ringer. He's going to be the one who really brings it home. And he kind of is, because he's the guy who has to rip their heart out.
Yeah.
But everybody is just as effective as him, if not more.
Yeah, most of them are more effective than he is. The ones who weren't so effective are both dead now. So.
Yeah, well, that's what they get.
And in this episode, fucking Haruka's mom puts Haruka on the extermination team.
I like that scene. She's sort of like falling all over herself in the boardroom, being like, oh yeah, we're going to find some more Amazons, it's taking some time, whatever. And then here she has this Amazon like rolling all over the floor in front of her, and they're like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And she's like, oh, this is the new recruit. I was telling you, he's going to be on the team.
It was a great
Go get
save.
him, kid.
It was a save that would never work in real life ever. 'Cause they'd be like, what about all that shit he just said?
Where's all the documentation? Where's his hiring records?
He just said a bunch of shit that does not corroborate your story whatsoever.
No, just slap him on a motorcycle and get him out there. Good luck, bud.
When it comes to the projection of the guy, there is, of the like big boss man, the old guy, there is one really effective use of that. When Haruka is like asking if he's still human and like giving his little soliloquy, there is a like ridiculous close up, like so close, of the old man's eyes, and he looks like he's fucking sexually enjoying this. It's so unsettling how hard he's staring.
He's so evil.
Yeah.
I love him.
And hopefully he'll play a big part. He'll probably be like a horrible Amazon monster in the end.
Yeah, well,
Like it'll turn out that Amazon cells is he wanted them so that he could live forever.
That's probably what it's going to be. The thing is, like, what I like about Amazons is I have no idea. He might be an Amazon. He might just be a greedy guy. He might be some sort of tragic, anti-villain.
It could go any way.
It could go anywhere from here.
This episode's great, man. It had a lot less action than the last few episodes, but it still stood amongst them as really good episodes.
Yeah, Amazon's strength, like, Amazon's got some good action. It's got very visceral action, but I think what I like about Amazon isn't its action, but its world building and its characters are the best part. And there's plenty of that.
If you listen to this podcast, you'll realize, if you listen to it for any amount of time, you'll realize that Liam and I are both very, like, character-centric people.
Yeah.
We want a show to have really strong characters. That's what draws us to something. And Amazon's does.
Yeah, it's better for a plot to be character-driven than to be event-driven, usually.
I guess Ghost would technically be event-driven.
Ghost doesn't have characters. It can't be character-driven.
Ghost is toy sales-driven.
Oh, aren't they all?
Amazon's is great, though.
Amazon's
That's the bottom
is very
line.
good. Yeah.
Are we done talking about it?
I'm pretty much done, yeah.
Alright, why don't we talk about some emails this time?
Oh, boy.
Our first email is from Shadowlight,
Okay.
who says, Dear Writer Club Radio, first of all, thanks for answering my first email. In case you forgot, I'm the one who asked you which jacket from Ghost you would wear.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still loving the podcast. My question is, out of all
God.
at least somebody is. My question is, out of all the monster species in Kamen Rider Heisei and post-decade era, which one, in your opinions, posed the biggest threat to all humanity and why? And when I say monster species, I mean like Greed, Invest, Ganma, Imagine, Orphanok, etc., etc.
Sorry, Heisei, you said?
Yes.
Heisei.
Heisei or post-decade era.
Or, so just Heisei.
Heisei or
all
Heisei.
of Heisei, yeah.
He didn't use fucking Neo Heisei, so I gotta give him credit for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate
Or
it.
her. I have no idea.
Oh, God, that's a tough one. Maybe Invest. Invest got really close. Invest or maybe Worms. Yeah, I'm gonna say one of those two.
I would say the least worrisome of all the monsters is probably mirror monsters. They don't really even kill that many people in the whole series.
Mirror monsters exist to facilitate the game.
Yeah.
They're not really like except for that one time when like a whole bunch of the blue flying ones came out and attacked Tokyo Times Square. I remember that happens in like episode way towards the end, but like through most of the show they just kind of exist as like food for the monsters, for your monster, for your little pet Pokemon.
I don't know, that's kind of a tough one. Because being Kamen Rider, you can't have, at least in Heisei, they don't have groups of people who want to take over the world anymore, who have like worldwide plans.
Yeah, no more neo-Nazis, unfortunately.
It's tough. Like, most of them are like just, they kill people in a localized area. Japan.
Yeah, that's why I said
Tokyo,
Invest.
actually.
Yeah, just Tokyo. That's why I said Invest, because it shows them all over the world, fucking up the whole world.
Yeah.
At
Also,
the end.
they cause America to be nuked.
Yeah, America gets nuked, and they apparently have eaten like worlds before, hundreds of worlds. So
Yeah.
they're a pretty big one. They got close. Or
I'm
Worms.
gonna have to agree with that. The Invis are probably. What did like the rest of the world do about Worms?
Worms? I don't know. That's
Like,
why I like
there
Worms.
are no
is 'cause,
Kamen
like,
Riders.
You could have known, like, let's say you live in Kabuto's universe, like 3 people you know could be worms statistically, and you'd have no idea.
That's true.
You might even be a worm in a really special case, and you might have no idea that you're a worm.
In a few special cases.
In a few
actually.
really stupid special cases, you might be a worm.
One of them was not stupid.
Okay, but there's that part where it turns into a fucking J-drama about a lady who wants to learn how to play cello or something.
That was pretty stupid.
That was so bad. She was a worm.
I don't. Fuck, it's tough.
No, I'm gonna say Invest. That's my answer.
I agree with you that Invest is probably the top answer
Yeah.
of the
Or
ones
maybe,
I've seen.
Or maybe Neo Fangires.
Maybe Zodiarts is close.
Mm-hmm.
Because when their plan is actually revealed what they're up to, it has like worldwide repercussions.
Oh, don't tell me. I'm
not gonna give it away for anybody.
Okay.
So I'd say like Invest, Worms, Zodiarts.
Okay. All right. Worms are the scariest, I think.
Worms are silly. They have little tiny hands covering their eyes.
No, if you look closely, their hands are dug into their eye sockets.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the scariest shit in the world.
That's
true. They turn into you. They just steal your whole life.
Yeah, they're basically like doppelgangers, like the legendary myth of doppelgangers, where
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
They murder you and take your life.
Skinwalkers. Worms did an interesting thing where, like, in the first couple episodes, people who, like, worms who were disguised as people would sort of limp and they wouldn't talk, and it would kind of be implied that they didn't really know how to act like people. But then
they learn.
They learn, and that's what makes them really freaky.
Because they're an intelligent enemy. Like, they're not just like mindless murder machines.
Yeah, that's a Kamen Rider series that I like, that did a lot with the concept of the monsters turning into humans. You know how there's a lot of series where the monsters can disguise themselves as humans?
Yeah.
It's nice when they actually do something with that, like in a setting perspective.
When you think about like Kuga, the monsters turn into humans for almost no reason. It's so that the actors can emote.
Yeah, that's most like the Roid Mutes were the same. It's just like,
Yeah.
we can't have the suit on screen all the time, so just have them turn into humans. It's nice when there's a real reason for it, for the plot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Kabuto did a lot of stuff correctly for having such a fucking shit turn as it went on.
Oh boy.
Not a shit turn, but it did go downhill.
Kabuto was shit in a fun way. Like, you can
That's
still
true.
enjoy it. It's like, wow, this sure is crazy. Like, you're in for a ride in that last quarter of
Shit
Kabuto.
goes off the rails.
Yeah, it's not like, it doesn't get boring or repetitive. You're just like, whoa. Oh boy.
So watch it.
Yeah, watch it. What's our next question?
Our next question is from our old pal Graham.
Oh boy. What's Graham saying?
He says, what do you think would work well as a cube animal that isn't going to be in the show? Not being a psychic, I have no idea what's going to be in the show and what's not.
Maybe they've already revealed them all in a toy catalog or something.
Well, the cubes have already come out, and when you press a button, it says the name of the animal. So I have no fucking clue what's on it.
But the cubes don't say, like, mole or giraffe or anything, the secondary ones.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. A cube animal that
unicorn?
won't be in... Unicorn. I'm gonna go ahead and say echidna.
Dragon?
They gotta be real.
Dragons aren't real?
Dragon? No, man.
I watched a documentary. It was called Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one too.
Echidna? Really?
I'm gonna say
you're a
an
big
echidna.
Knuckles fan?
Well, okay, I love Knuckles, but it's also a safe choice that it's never gonna be in the show.
That's true. That's very true. You know what would be fucking awesome?
What?
Armadillo.
Oh, that's good. That's not a bad choice, actually.
And it would have, like, the specific ability of rolling ridiculously fast.
Yeah, he would, like, smack himself into his opponent as a cube.
Yeah.
And that would,
and
that
he
would
could
like...
be, like, ammo for Cube Giraffe.
Oh.
Like, he would attach to Cube Giraffe and get fired like a rocket.
Yeah, and that would be an explanation for why he turns into a cube, because, like, he's rolling up into a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, you came up with something pretty good there, Jeff, on the off the cuff.
I'm pretty much the best.
Yeah, you're clever. I want a bug. I want a bug cube.
Cube Grasshopper?
Yeah, cube Kabuto. A big horned beetle.
Yeah, Cube Kabuto Mushi.
Kabuto Mushi. I would like to see that.
That'd be pretty awesome. And it would have, like, the big horn to ram with.
Yeah, you could punch him with it, or use it as a sword or something.
Yeah, you could use it as, like, a cudgel.
Yeah.
The thing could become, like, a hammer.
Yeah, I'd get behind that.
That's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
We're smarter than everybody. Why don't people give us money to make tokusatsu?
Fucking geniuses. It's time to open a Patreon.
It's because we're white pigoo.
They do it sometimes.
It's true.
What's next?
We got a sizable letter from Zolgheim. I'm just letting you know we read it.
Okay.
We don't have several hours to read it on the show, but he did ask us. He said you guys should skip an episode of Ghost so that we can have a Ryuki spoiler cast already. Not like you're gonna miss anything interesting.
Why don't we just skip Ghost? We'll start Ryuki from 29, and we'll just do that.
He followed up with, I made that suggestion half jokingly, but would you guys really pass up an opportunity to not have to stare at Adele's camel toe and a shitty Rei Ayanami cosplay copy-pasted towards infinity for an entire week?
Holy shit, I never realized he looks like that girl from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, he looks just like Rei.
That costume.
That's a good idea. I feel like nobody would mind either, because if you like Ghost, we just shit on it every episode and say the same shit.
Sorry. Yeah.
If you don't like Ghost, we say the same shit like every episode, so we might do that at some point.
I don't know. The Ryuki spoiler cast is going to be next, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the next one we're going to do.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Who cares what you have planned?
Oh.
Our next question is from Edgar, who says, hey guys, if you were a Juman, what animals would you be? What's your fursona, Liam?
Pug. I want to be Pug Juman. Just like that one you see in the first episode.
That is Liam.
that was me in the suit, actually.
Yeah.
I was guessing.
What
about you, Jeff?
A turtle.
A turtle? Yeah, that's perfect.
Turtles are awesome. Fuck you.
I had somebody in high school tell me that I had a mouse, or like a rat-like face, which is really mean.
That is one of the meanest things I've ever heard.
It was a visual arts class, so it was full of fucking weirdos, and they were going around the table talking about what animal they would be, and they were like, I think Liam would be a rat, and I was like, thanks, assholes.
Oh, really? Because you would be dog shit. That would be your animal.
I would want to be a pug Juman.
Pug Juman. Is that a real answer? You want to be like a wrinkly-ass, useless pug?
Just like in real life, yeah.
Well.
I want to... oh, God. I would want to be an insect Juman and have a horrible, disgusting face. I would want to be like the Fly.
Oh, God. Like, you just be dripping skin and shit off.
Get ready to transform, guys. You're ready to go.
So those are our personas.
No, I want to be pug. Yeah, that's my
Yeah, let the art flow in.
As it always does.
As it never does. On an unrelated note, what's your favorite JoJo opening? I'm gonna be... This has nothing to do with Kamen Rider, sir. Why did you write this question?
Yeah, well, it's Kamen Rider or JoJo on here, I find. It's fine by me.
I'll answer that, though.
I know what mine is, too.
I'm gonna be probably completely alone in this, but part 1.
Oh, wow.
It's there's a really great part at the end where, like, the singer yells out JoJo. And Dio yells out JoJo. And that shit fucking rocks. I love it.
I like Bloody Stone.
Part 2
is
a better song.
Absolutely a better song.
It's a much better song. I think the visuals match up to the song a little better in part 1.
Yeah, I like the visuals in part 2 of the intro. It's very sexualized.
Which is something I like a lot. Is good to beat off to.
I just like a lot about JoJo that it's so erotic all the time.
It's so, like, flamboyant and, like...
At least, yeah.
There's so much, like, fabulous homosexuality to the art.
Yeah. It's great.
Like, the manliest men are in it.
It lends the series a lot of character.
Part 2 is my favorite, though.
Yeah. It's a good... Wait, your favorite intro or your favorite part?
It's my favorite part. I think it's tied for favorite intro with part 1.
Okay. I mean, Battle Tendency is no Steel Ball Run, but it's a good part.
You and fucking Steel Ball Run. I guess I haven't read it, so I can't really be judging.
You gotta catch up to Steel Ball Run. Steel Ball Run is so fucking good.
I'll read it eventually.
Yeah, you should.
Catch up to it. It's done.
Well, okay, you gotta catch up, get all the way through to part 8. We're on JoJolian. We left you behind.
JoJolian has multiple nuts. That's all I really know about him.
He's got 4 balls.
And he's got a gap in his teeth. Hence his nickname, Gappy.
Gappy, yeah.
His fan nickname, anyway. I don't really know anything else about it besides it's like a riff on part 4.
Yeah, it's like it takes place in the same town and there's a lot of the same names and stuff.
And I absolutely fucking love part 4. It's my second favorite part. So
part 4 is really good.
And my favorite JoJo is, I think I said this on a previous episode, it's tied between Joseph and Josuke.
Really? I thought you'd pick Jonathan.
No.
Really?
Jonathan's great. I love Jonathan, but Joseph is my all-time favorite.
I like Jonathan, and I like his alternate universe persona, Johnny, are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, Joseph and Josuke, father and horrible bastard son.
Well, isn't it grandson?
No.
No, yeah.
Josuke is Joseph's.
Oh yeah. Right, yeah. He's younger than Jotaro.
Is his grandson.
He's younger than Jotaro, but he's Joseph's son. Yeah,
he's Jotaro's uncle.
That's fucking weird. I like that. I think it was in part 2 or part 3. There's a little blurb at the beginning where they're like, all the JoJos have only been with one woman their whole life. Like, the fucking second guy broke the streak.
Yeah. I'd really love to know the story behind that, because he was all about Suzy Q in the ending.
No, he met some nice girl he liked.
Just likes to get his dick wet.
Yeah, that's Joseph. That's very Joseph.
Joseph is carefree, meaning he's careless.
Yeah, exactly. He kicked a dog once when he was pissed off.
He felt bad about it.
Okay, but he still kicked a dog.
He felt bad about it. That negates it. Fuck off.
You want to just do a JoJo podcast?
You know, I think about it sometimes. Yeah. I think we would be good at a JoJo podcast, but we're stuck with Kamen Rider for now, unless all of our fans are like, yeah, do a JoJo one. Fuck it.
If you can unanimously decide it, if there's even one dissenter, we're not going to do it. But
we should just do, like, a one-off where we just fucking talk about JoJo. Just something that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, maybe one of these days.
Maybe one day. In the far-flung pit of a future where we're still doing this horrible podcast.
Oh, God.
This
Don't remind
terrible,
me.
terrible podcast.
Oh, we'll see you next week, I guess. We have a Twitter. That's at Rider Club Radio. We have an email. That's riderclubradio@gmail.com. No spaces, no numbers, no caps, no underscores, whatever. Shoot us a tweet, send us an email, follow us on Twitter, etc.
Like our Facebook page.
Like, no, we're not going to do this every week. We're not going to make up shit we do on social media. We don't have a MySpace.
We don't have a Facebook. We don't have a MySpace. We don't have a Grindr. We don't have a Tinder.
As much as we would like to.
Liam might have a Tinder. I don't know.
Yeah. You don't know. I don't reveal it.
I don't know a whole lot about Liam. I'm not even sure what his last name is. So
Oh, mystery, man.
he is a international man of mystery. So tune in next time for the continuing adventures of two idiots talking about shit no one cares about.
See you.
See ya.
映し出すディスプレイ考えることを忘れ Never ends 現在 Never ends フォークス抜け出そう Stand up killer Listen up 心の声 Oh yeah 鳴り響いて Say 気づかすとこ My way 戻れない on the freeway You go もうやめにできるなら Back in your life Hear my voice 聞こえる Right now 本物の強さとは自分のためにだけじゃなく誰にでも差し出せるその手世に覚ませ Light on light time Light on my mind 光放ちながら入れ替うなら見失うな雑はシャッター出して Light on light time Light on my mind 真実数じゃない夢はほら触れた途端欲望になる価値観常にチェンジ誰かのメッセージ Following 安心してるなんで New way 想像メリンレイ探し物はきっと Already happy そう胸に持ってること何もかも捨てた時消えずにずっと残るものそれこそが君という存在 Always be strong someone 捨てなくていい時放つ Body 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 Light on light time Light on light time 君オリジナルその心を信じていればゴールまで行けるはず Light on light time Light on light time 荷物はいらないさ諦めて錆びた瞬間走れなくなっちゃう揺るぎない誇りを持て迷いには爪を立て倒れない第一足で蹴り出すより駆け抜けないのトライ集めまくる音楽機材狂犬だって言える The fighting 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 fighting